man.
Personally, myself and my lovely wife would like to thank you all. Yeah, we'd like to thank you all for coming all this way. It really means the world to both of us that you're all here to share our special day. When I first suggested getting married in Cyprus, I never thought you would all come, but I always knew you would, as your best friends and family we could ever thought of. So can I propose our first toast for you all for being here?
Cheers.
Again, my wonderful wife and I would like to make special thank you to some special people. First, we'd like to say a huge thank you to our wonderful mothers. We have a little
Oh, thank
one
you.
for you both.
Thank you.
All right.
So now will I cry? No.
That's okay. You have both been a massive help for us ever since we got engaged, and we couldn't have done this without you both. So may I propose our second toast to Mary and Julie, the best mothers in the world.
Thank you.
Hey.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Second one knocked off.
Say it like you mean it.
Oh, I did. Very heartfelt. Next, we'd like to say a thank you to all of Vicky's lovely bridesmaids. I know Vicky wouldn't have been able to do this without you all over the last 16 months. And I know she's been like this. Oh, where have we gone? I know what she's been like for this time, and it's been quite a comfort knowing that you've all had to cope with her bridezilla moments as much as I had. And also taking the time to take her off my hands now and again. May I also say you all look stunning today, and you're only outshined by my beautiful bride. Also, a special thank you to Rachel and Ashley for not only making sure Vic got here today in one piece, but also for organising Vic's hen party. And from the pictures we've all seen, Vicky spent most of the time on the floor. So I think it's clear you had a great time. We'd all like to say thank you to all our ushers for the small bits you've done today. You've provided some good banter, and I must say you all scored up very nicely. And it shows off an excellent taste in suits. Might propose our third toast to our bridesmaids and ushers.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ushers.
Now, last but not least, I need to say a huge thank you to two gentlemen who need no introduction. When me and Vic first got married, the coalition government had just formed and gave me a great idea. Don't worry, no politics here.
First got engaged, yeah?
Yeah, engaged. Why have one best man when you can have two? I thought to myself, what could go wrong if you combine the crazy ideas of Matt coupled with Damien's ability to be sensible at all times? I need not have worried. They planned and organised my stag party with military precision, and even managed to get the majority of my friends to come, which was no mean feat, as trying to get the lads out for a beer on a Friday is normally an impossible task. Nearly everyone managed to survive the festivities, but there was always one who doesn't. On this occasion, it was Mr. Lewis Watson. We managed to pass out in our VIP booth, but not before spending the evening dancing with some questionable local ladies. There is proof. I've known these guys for a long time, and there's been many fun moments, which I'm sure they will be well documented in their upcoming speech. However, I'd like to share a couple of my personal highlights, such as skipping business studies most Friday afternoons to go around to Matt's house and pretend to wrestle and jump off step ladders onto his neighbour's crash mats, or the infamous holiday to Lorette de Mar where Matt passed out on a roundabout and got his wallet nicked. And of course, the many times that us three have been going out as a single men, sitting in the corner of a pub, judging everyone and thinking, surely a girl will come over and talk to us at some point. Well, clearly good things come to those who wait, as we've all ended up with three wonderful ladies, so we must have been doing something right. Matt and Damien have always been awesome mates, and in the most manly way possible, they've always been there for me.
He's welling up.
They've also been fantastic best men, and hopefully one day these two will marry their lovely girlfriends, and I can return the favour of being their best man. So please raise your glasses for my best men, Matt and Damo.
Cheers, mate.
One page done. I think this is going to be longer than yours, to be honest.
I think I missed a few pages.
Praise himself. Now I think it's about time I talked about my lovely wife. I remember my mum ringing me up one day at uni to tell me she's moving to Royston. And I recall thinking to myself, where the hell is Royston? After a quick Google search, I realised that it was moving further further away from all my friends, so I wasn't too pleased. The first couple of months were pretty boring, to be honest, but then one evening changed my life forever. I'd finally managed to convince the lads that a night out in Royston would be in fact a good idea, and that it would provide us a potential new stamping ground in which we could try our luck. Clearly my well-documented charm and charisma were at full force that night as I found myself talking to one of the local ladies. I have no idea what I said or what we talked about, but I must have said something right as the next week we had our first date. Just like today, I found myself standing around waiting for Vicky to arrive. This time she was about 15 minutes late as she didn't want to miss the end of EastEnders. She clearly had a priority straight that night. Just like any gentleman, I let Vicky buy me a drink and we spent the evening talking. Over the coming weeks we saw each other pretty much every day, and I believe the turning point in our relationship was my heartfelt rendition of Weezer's Say It Ain't So on Rock Band that Vicky decided that I was boyfriend material. Days turned into weeks, weeks have turned into years, and here we are getting married after 4.5 years together, so I'd like to say a special thank you to my dearest mother for deciding to move to Royston, as otherwise I would never have met my lovely bride.
Cheers.
Royston. I can't imagine my life without Vic. Well, actually I could. I'll be sitting in my boxers playing video games, never leaving the house, and still be living with my mother. Vic has many great qualities as a person. She is the most caring and loving person I've ever met, and she always puts other people's first. She always makes me laugh all the time, even though she doesn't mean to be funny. A recent gem was her amazement that there are so many disabled countries taking part in the recent Paralympics. Vicky is also very honest and doesn't shy away from voicing her opinion, and is always willing to listen to you as long as you're agreeing with her. A good example of this was 3 weeks into our relationship. We went for what I thought was just a normal lunch at a pub, but Vic had other ideas. We just sat down, received our food, and she mentioned the 3 words all of us men fear: we need to talk. She then continued to list all the things she didn't like about me. She felt I was too arrogant, moody, and emotionally void. I'm sure you will all agree over the last 4.5 years I've paid no attention to her criticism and continued to be myself. Now either Vic is going to accept me for who I am, or she actually thinks she's changed me. I suppose in a way she has. I still continue to be moody and arrogant, but I've shown some signs of emotion over the years. Even today, I've made a huge effort to show my emotions, and according to the photographers, after 3 hours of photos, I smiled at least twice. Now that we're married, I think it's about time Vic began to take her role as my wife seriously. Firstly, she needs to improve on her cleanliness, as she is the messiest person I've ever met, something that her mum can vouch for. Without fail, there is always a pile of crap in every single room. Even the 2 cats make less mess than her. Next is her attitude to washing clothes. She currently operates a half-assed approach to this, where she'll put the clothes in the washing machine but never takes them out. And finally, the most important is her cooking ability. Or lack thereof. You've all either seen photographic evidence or have listened to me describe the horrors that have been placed in front of me. These include a plate of raw Brussels sprouts and cold beans, and the infamous stir-fry and tuna egg salad combination. All joking aside, Vicky is truly the love of my life.